bring it back.
We on now.
We don't do it big no more. Everybody
Yo, mic check 213.
Hey, mic check.
314.
Ooh, mic check 314. Yeah, just like Metro Boomin, dog. We want some more.
We just came back from our complimentary squad lunch.
Yo, what we smoking
at the El Burro? What are we smoking on, man? Tell the people.
It seems like it's a lot.
You hear that No Ceilings lighter flick?
Yeah,
you hear that No Ceilings Lil Wayne lighter flick? Because that's me lighting up this Buffalo right now. Shout out to Benny and Packwood.
Benny the Butcher. I wish we had a soundbite for him. But
Packwood,
it's
Los
coming
Angeles.
soon. It's coming soon.
Shout
so we got a gunshot
hey,
for you.
Shout
out
to Packwoods, bro. Packwood, like, just the marketing that they put behind that product. Let's just leave Buffalo out of this. The marketing that I've noticed that they put behind that product is fucking insane. Never had
incredible.
a bad pack from Packwoods. So shout out to Packwoods. Shout out to Benny. Shout out to Buffalo. Get you some of that. Just hit the shelf. Probably it didn't. I don't know. But we got it here at STLiens right now.
From
and
Buffalo.
We about to light it up.
From Buffalo to St. Louis.
You
Buffalo
feel me?
to St. Louis, baby. You know how we do it.
Buffalo. You feel me?
Shout out to Buffalo. Shout out to everybody in Buffalo. Shout out to my cousins out there, man. Shout out to the Griselda.
As Charles said a second ago, Buffalo is basically the East Coast St. Louis.
It sure the fuck is. I went over there. I'm like, yep. It's like I never fucking.
So it's all up to me to drop that STL Lotto.
STL Lotto.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. Missouri Lotto. STL Lotto.
Coast to coast, baby.
Look at that. Oh, yeah, you gotta get that on video, man.
Like King Louis III, St. Louis III. You know what I mean? Fuck with me.
This shit is historic.
Game time.
History is being made right now.
Hey, look at Skew right below Black Jesus. Y'all see that?
Heavy on the
Assalamu
227, heavy
alaikum.
on the DFA.
Yeah, you know what's going on. Let's get to it, bro. Hold on, let me turn it
Oh, yeah,
up.
we're still recording.
Yep.
Go fast like Packwood.
I'll do a little
Which one? The DJ Scratch?
DJ Scratch.
Hold on. Yeah, baby. You know what we doing?
We smoking.
Hey, I wanted to tell you this real quick, man. It hit me the other day. It hit me the other day when I seen Joust Williams on your Instagram. I'm sitting there reading the name, and it finally hit me. I'm like, bro, that name is fucking hard. That is like a legit 100% original. I remember the first moment that you got that name.
Oh, yeah,
I remember
of course.
the origins of it. But then I just kept saying it to myself. I'm like, Joust Williams. That's something that is just insane. Bro, you're not going to partake?
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I can.
Bro, I brought that all the way.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
Bro, come on now. Smoke.
That's how I feel right now. As soon as I took that hit.
Mashed it, didn't it?
Yeah, see, that's why I
It's a
did
very
it.
clean hit, bro.
Dude, I love how it's like this like glass tip right here.
Like how it tastes like soap in your mouth. That's how you know
It
it's some
tastes like
gas.
soap,
It tastes
yeah.
like soap, dog. If the weed don't taste like soap, no gas.
How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Tell him, Anakin.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the... It's crazy. I got that whole producer name from a fucking video game.
Real shit, man. Joust. Which was a hard-ass video game. And actually hard, too, literally. That shit was, made you want to rage quit.
Yeah, for real. Hard-ass game. They got that shit at the up-down high key.
They do. You got a
Anytime-
picture with you in front of it.
Yeah, you got a picture of me in front of that one and the one they got over at the Starboard,
What is
too.
it?
Yep.
It's called Joust.
It was an old arcade game like back in the Pac-Man days.
And the whole game is
Packwood.
like you on top of a whole bird jousting shit. And then that's why I got Joust.
just got to
Williams.
keep hopping and flying and shit. Free Larry Hoover, by the way. I was going to ask you guys, did you guys get a chance to see that concert?
I didn't. I was out there and I didn't go see it. It was a free concert too, wasn't it?
Yeah. To my knowledge, I think it was at the Coliseum, I believe.
Yep.
Go, bro.
People were saying that's low key like a what's the word? Like a different version of the verses, like a Drake versus Ye versus.
Right.
They was trying to make that.
I
joke.
was very disappointed that I mean, not that I care about this. I'm surprised that Drake didn't perform as many hits as Kanye did. But I will say, I am so happy and shocked at the same time that Kanye went back and literally went through his discography. He started with Jesus Walks, went to Late Registration, went to Graduation, all the way to Yeezus. Like, the dude covered almost every ground, and he killed it. There were a couple songs he didn't say some of the words to, but he's had so many hits.
Because I mean, he already rapped songs word by word, like that's decades old. That's already talent. I mean, it's hard enough for me to remember songs I recorded 6 months ago.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's already a fucking talent within itself. And then another thing is, I feel like that concert was mainly just a Ye thing. And I think Drake was just there just to be another person. I think that's the reason where he just played CLB shit and not the rest of his catalog. Because I think he realized, like, all right, this is mostly a Ye thing.
Right. I'm not gonna. He's already overshadowed.
Right. So I'm not gonna try to outshine him, quote unquote. But you know, either or, I didn't see the whole thing. I seen clips. The shit looked nice as always. Because I mean, any Ye event or concert is gonna look spectacular.
Right.
So with Drake on there was dope too. So
Yeah, and they actually
all in all, it was nice.
they each covered one of their songs,
Exactly.
which was
So,
pretty cool.
It was cool. Again, bonus point for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
all them people in there. If it was a free concert.
That's the thing. It probably wasn't a free concert. I mean, it was a benefit for Larry Hoover.
Oh, it was a free concert?
I don't know. Probably wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I'm just talking. I don't know.
I was gonna say, knowing them, if it was a free concert, I feel like that shit would have had way more problems going on with it. I feel like motherfuckers would have been. It would have been like Astro World Part 2.
True. Talking about Astro World segue. We can get into it if y'all seen it or a little bit of it. Have y'all had the chance to look at the Travis Scott interview yet?
I have not, but I have heard not good things about it.
Okay. Nah, this is...
I heard a lot of people were talking shit on the fact that I believe Charlemagne interviewed him.
Yeah, Charlemagne. I seen...
Of course, he'd be the one to do it.
Right. I seen 20 minutes of it. And to be honest, my own thoughts on it is I felt like Travis Scott should have kept low key about it.
For sure.
I don't think this is the right time for an interview from him because I mean people still mourning right now.
Yeah.
And besides that, I looked at the interview. What I seen was it really wasn't structured correctly because it seemed like that he still didn't have his head wrapped around it because I could tell by the answers and statements he was giving, like he was still thinking about it and wasn't completely set on the whole situation. So I just filled in more to be like, man, you should just lay low, let people feel the type of way that they feeling, and then when this blew over, had your chance to talk. I felt like it was too soon,
right?
Just from what I seen, but I don't know. That was just my thing about it. Let me see what else. As far as music, that shit.
Well, I really don't understand why Charlemagne was the one to do the interview. Not only that, like you said, dude, I don't even want to watch it because, to be honest, who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. There's nothing that Travis Scott can say that's gonna make me be like, damn, man, I see it from his point of view now. I don't think he's a piece of shit. So it's like, I don't really find the need. That now, if I'm missing something in somewhere in that interview, he somehow redeemed himself, I feel like I would have found that out through the internet by now. No one said anything positive. I'm going to keep it going. I'm not going to watch it. All he's going to... After I seen that bullshit, fake crying shit that he was doing...
Oh, on the little video when it first started happening?
Dude, that was all I needed to see. I'm like, yeah, this guy clearly doesn't have any remorse, like, a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. I mean, people act different in certain situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, how what I would think for him to react in that situation may be different because, I mean, I haven't been through that, so I can't say how I would feel through that. I would believe if you're just an average human with average feelings that you will feel a type of way about that situation. So I would think he'll feel that way. But
I'll put it like this, man. Ariana Grande, she performed, I forgot, it was somewhere overseas. And remember that terrorist attack happened at her concert.
Oh, yeah,
that bombing. People straight, and a lot of younger fans too, man. People straight died horrifically. Same as Astroworld, different situations. But Ariana Grande, that was something she literally had absolute no control of.
Right.
That was something that just happened spontaneously. It was evil, whatever. Here's the thing. If you went back and watched her video about the event, the fact that Travis, like you said, everybody's different. People have their own way of showing grief and sympathy. But if you're an average person, go back and watch how she talked about the event and the victims.
Exactly.
And then look at how Travis Scott did it. You're going to be like, okay, I see something here.
Okay, that's a good ass comparison. I didn't even think about that, and I forgot about that Ariana Grande situation.
Yeah, man.
Too.
That shit was fucked up. I don't think I've ever heard of... When's the last time you've ever heard of a concert where, like, there was a terrorist attack? That's fucking insane.
I mean, in hip-hop...
that shit in Vegas happened.
Yeah, I was about to say, in hip-hop, maybe
true.
not, but
Country
Vegas,
music awards.
yeah.
That's very true.
Too.
And that wasn't even an explosion. That was straight.
That was straight on some sniper shit.
Yeah. That would have been definitely, R.I.P. to the victims of that.
shit was
That was
wild,
horrific. I remember when that shit went
Yeah.
down.
I don't know. I feel like Travis Scott should have just waited a little bit on that one before he started speaking on that. But oh yeah, I have one question to ask you guys. I need an opinion piece. I was about to ask this in the whip when we was coming back from the restaurant, but I was like, nah, this may be a podcast topic.
Right.
All right. On a guy's end, because I only see women trip off of this. So from a guy's perspective, because I heard a woman say this before, is it technically quote unquote a red flag if you a guy and you want to turn off red receipts on text messages? Because I know y'all both have iPhones.
I'll put it like this.
A woman said that's a red flag, so I just need an opinion.
I could see, because, there's guys that I know of that even, they're the same way. If they're controlling in the aspect of if there's a girl that turns off their read receipts or doesn't have them in the first place, they're automatically, oh, she's cheating. She's automatically out there. I need to know where she's going.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. It just all depends on who you are. I don't think
Your
it's
clientele,
yeah.
It just depends on the mental.
I don't think it's a red flag
Right,
only
right. Me
because
neither.
you don't. You want to share your opinion?
No, I'm just because my opinion on it was I don't think it's personally a red flag, but with you just saying that, I definitely get where you're coming from now, because my type of thing is just like I can see why that's a red flag, but at the same time, like before I put that as a red flag, I would put like, oh, okay, it took you like hellas to reply type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know that you had time to reply and all that, if I sent a text at this time but it took you hella hours to respond, I'd be like, damn, like what's up? But I wouldn't look at like red receipts being red flags.
I would say it all depends on the situation. If you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all have had the red receipts on for months or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just turn it off, and then
that's different. I was talking about if you just now talking to somebody.
Yeah,
and
like
you
I
got
said,
the option, you can turn them off, and you just turn them off, and they're like, "Dang, you turned off the red receipts."
Right.
And I'm like, what?
that's the thing. I don't think it's in anybody's right to try to sit there and assume what another person thinks. You could be turning off the read receipts or anything. You could even be there's people that want you to share your location every fucking
That's a different tier.
That's a whole different tier of insecurity.
We just on this one right here. That's a whole different tier.
I would say no. You can't just assume that somebody's doing that and they're automatically cheating or it's some bad.
Right.
Just talk about it. Communicate. That's what people don't understand. I've said this like at least 7 different fucking times on this podcast, and if you didn't listen then, listen now. Everything's about communication, man.
But in this generation, it's more about assumption than communication. Like a lot of things that get people in trouble, they get into a debate, argument, whatever, and it's just like, I just assumed you felt like this, or I assumed you did it. You did this. It was just like, nowadays there's a lot of assumption. My bad. A lot of assumption, but instead of communication.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm saying there needs to be more communication.
Of course, and
people don't understand, man.
That
That shit's not. People act like it's fucking rocket science, and the way I've looked at it from my years being alive, a lot of people are scared of just their own thoughts. They're scared to have their significant other or other people, know that they feel vulnerable. I don't want this person to see that I'm actually very insecure and very anxious of what's going on. But guess what? I've had people in the past. I've had people now when I communicate with people now. If you're real and you just come forward and you put the problem on the table, you say, look, this has been bothering me, or this is what's been fucking me up, and just be open about it. Let's put it like this way. The worst case scenario, that person laughs about it or gets pissed at you for feeling that way.
Right.
That tells you right there, okay, this relationship needs to be cut.
Exactly.
That showed me. So that's a good thing, really. The main thing is you just keep it real with people and you put your problems out. You're not beating around the bush, doing the huffing and puffing. I'm gonna give them hints, and if they don't find out, I'm gonna be mad about that.
Exactly. You got to be upfront.
You got to be upfront, man.
If
you're upfront, there's a lot of problems that cease to exist, and you don't even have to say that about romantic relationships. You can say that about friendships. And, business
Job,
partnerships,
right? Family.
That's just
true.
keep it real, man.
That's true. No, that's all the way facts. Like, again, a lot of people just live off the hunch or something. Like, okay, I think they feel that way, so I'm gonna just go with it because ignorance is bliss. Like, I'm finding happiness in my own quote unquote thought or lie. Like, I don't know the truth.
And I'll be straight up honest about it. This is a sub branch of what we're talking about, but it deals with the same principles. I feel like no matter if you've known me, unless you're my mother,
Right.
if you've known me for so long, I feel like I'm constantly mentally evolving. I'm not the same person
course,
that I
that's
was
just
5.
life, though.
Right.
Right.
But here's the thing, though.
That's evolution, growth.
There are so many people that are still stuck in that, like they peaked. You know, like if you've gotten to that point and you are still the same person, that I would look at that in most cases as more of a negative thing.
Exactly. Like,
But-
what's going on here?
But the subcategory, I actually forgot what the fuck I was getting into. I was gonna try to drop another knowledge bomb, but
No, you was already on it, bro. Everything I'm agreeing with you,
Yeah.
especially that part.
keep it real. Like I said, it doesn't have to just be with romantic partners. Anybody, that's what I was getting at. You can say you've known me for fucking 5 years, 2 years. You met me last week, 10 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes when you let that shit cloud your fucking thinking. How do I put this without offending people? That's the number one.
I know. See, look, the thing is, I know where you getting at too, and I get what you're saying, but I think it's one of those things where you can't really sugarcoat it.
You
You
no
can't
matter how
sugarcoat it.
long you've known somebody, no matter how many talks you've had, you cannot sit there at the end of the day and still assume that you know what they're thinking or you know this because
Exactly.
you don't. At the end of the day, you're like I say, if you're constantly evolving, you're not the same person that they
Exactly.
remember.
And then another thing is, it's only one you. You
Yeah.
can't think like somebody else unless they have the same mental process as you. But everyone's process is different because everyone in the world is unique. It's just them.
Right.
It's no other copy of you in this world. So it's impossible for you to think the same as someone else.
Now,
That's another thing
to
too.
play
like-
the devil's advocate, though, and I'm sure you guys, even you, Milan, and you too, there are times where you know somebody and you have known them for long enough
Right.
to where you're able to spot certain things that they do. Now, if I fully believe that, that would kind of contradict what I just said a minute ago. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, you still can't assume. Maybe there are some cases where you're like, all right, they're known to do this, so I'm not surprised that this is happening.
Yeah, but that's true. But that's like, I get what you're saying, but that's like knowing someone's like emotion or path on something.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason I'm saying like no one can think the same because I'm looking at a point of decision making. Like, all right, I know that I may, like for example, I know I may clean the house a certain way, but that's just how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else, like, yeah, I may know, okay, I may know someone is fast or something, or someone is slow moving through life. So what I mean is like, all right, I know I'll be able to clean this house, but to somebody else, I don't know if they'll be able to clean this house or not, but I know just how they live through life. They may do it fastly or slowly, but the decision of them doing it is up to them.
Yeah.
That's why I mean, like, when people assume other people's emotions or path through life, like, someone may assume something to somebody, but that's off a decision that only you can answer. That other person can't answer that decision. You know how they might move through that situation, but you don't know whether or not they're going to do it or not.
Yeah.
So people always think they can assume someone else's decision making through life, and it's just up to them to actually do that.
It's always going to be, it could be you could say you're 98% believe that they're going to make this decision. It's still not 100%.
Exactly.
So until you just know what the fuck's going to happen and you can see into the future, like I said, it's probably not the best thing to assume. That's how I try to live my life.
That's what
at
I'm
least.
saying. It's better just put out the situation up front, get knowledge on it. Okay, it goes like that, and then go your own way instead of just sitting there and be like, I feel like they'll do this, so I'm gonna just believe that, not knowing the truth. All in all, just know the truth of a situation or anything through life, and it'll save yourself a whole path of bullshit.
Real shit.
Exactly.
Communication. That's basically what was. We're on what minute 19, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's, again, back what we was talking about with the lyrics. It's full circle. You feel me? It's full circle.
Currency is who we were talking about.
Exactly. Shout out to Currency. You know what we're doing.
I know. I wish we had some kind of soundbite from Covert Coop. We might have to add that.
Yeah, we gonna have to get it together.
That'd
We're
be
gonna
hard.
have to get it together.
I fuck with that.
You need to make a Covert Coop soundboard.
That'd be. I'd get to feel like I'm Alchemist, man. I get
Just
to
the noises is what Covert Coop.
Rolling tree.
I wanted to
Is that
say
the special sauce? I don't know if that's what the
It's a
special sauce
special
is. But no, because he literally like out. He put the whole sandwich out. He put the Kraft singles out. Put
He did.
the lunch meat out. He put
Oh,
the bread
that's
out.
true.
And
That's
then he
true.
put the special sauce out. That's the beat tape. The beat, not the beat tape,
Damn.
but the soundboard. You know what I mean?
Damn.
niggas making sandwiches and music.
Yeah, so
Literally,
he made the whole
a
Not a lot of
sandwich.
people talk about that though.
Damn,
He put
that's-
out the sandwich for you. You don't even know.
Damn.
And then he did. Then he went to Uncle Paulie's out there in L.A. and fucking came out with a sandwich at Uncle Paulie's.
Damn.
I wasn't there for that, but these are things that happen. You know,
The
what I'm saying?
combo.
So,
Alchemist is hard,
He knows
man.
what
He's
he's
hard.
doing. He
The
knows
combo,
what he's doing.
man.
He knows what he's doing, man. He does.
Damn. That shit's deep.
The question is, do I buy Yacht Rock 1 on vinyl for $150? A lot of people would say it's not worth it, but I don't know, man.
Go ahead, copy.
Done worse. That Kanye vinyl was a little hard to get.
Man, get that Yacht Rock one.
Go
Man.
ahead,
That's
copy,
my
bro.
favorite.
Yacht Rock 1, man. It's and that was when Alchemist was still in his like I don't want to say underground, but you know, in a way. Not a lot of people even knew about it. I'll say that. So, if you haven't had a chance, go on YouTube wherever you listen to music. Actually, you can only go on YouTube and listen
Exclusive.
to The Alchemist, Yacht Rock 1, and then listen to Yacht Rock 2 because that's hard too. I don't know if you guys have been listening to anything new. I can't
No.
really drop a music bomb right now, but
Yeah, I know music been kind of slow. I know the Rick Ross drop. That's kind of like that goes into like that whole Rick Ross album for me. When I first listened to it, reminds me of why it's always hard to listen to older artists, only because of my theory of when artists get more mature and older, and of course if they're good in their success, they get more money, more success, which I'm so happy for that. But at the time, it goes like the more success and money you get, the lower of product you release when it comes to music. And that kind of supported my theory with this Ross project because I'm a big fan of Rick Ross.
right.
But hearing this kind of just made me feel like, hey, I'm a multi-millionaire and I got hella businesses going on, but fuck it, I'm going to just release some music because that's what got me up here.
Yeah.
So it's like they really don't have that care and motivation for it anymore. And I know a lot of people like, oh, they not hungry. I have countless artists and countless examples of artists that have reached success and a lot of wealth, but still put out good projects.
Kendrick Lamar.
Shout out to Apple. But you're able to put that out there. But the thing is, just because you not broke don't mean that loses your motivation. You can have money and have motivation and hustle. It's just it's a certain switch in your brain you got to click. But I think a lot of artists reach a lot of wealth and success and aren't able to click that button no more.
Freddie
So,
Gibbs, Kendrick Lamar, two top tier names that come to my mind when I think of consistency. Obviously Kendrick's rich. Freddie Gibbs, you could tell
I
has a
saw how
lot of money.
Duval said what I was saying when
What?
he was like, Kodak is literally on the same level as J. Cole.
Lyrically,
You don't want to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Remember I said that?
You did.
I said that like hellas ago.
when I read that, I instantly did think,
That's
I'm like,
crazy how you said-
I didn't want to
said
bring
the
it up
exact
though. I was
same
like,
thing.
I don't want to get this guy started
I
on
said
Kodak.
the exact same thing, bro. Straight up. It's just all about how you see shit, bro. 'Cause,
right,
like,
that's true.
Because the thing is, bro, you gotta understand the Cole that's out like right now that's actively rapping, bro. It's not the same Cole that like got hot from like the mixtapes and shit like
Right.
that. Like he's like switched his style up a couple of times in order to just like reinvent himself as an artist, which is something that artists do.
Exactly.
But the way that he's rapping right now is kind of like in the lane of people like Kodak Black and shit like that when it comes to like flows. Cause he got that flow. It's not the same material.
Exactly.
Even sometimes he'll even say some shit like put an M on your head like Luigi's brother or some shit like he said. Like that's some like when it comes to like shit like that, people like Kodak Black, like you know what I mean, like just with the flow and like saying little shit.
I
like
see
that
what
and
you
shit.
mean. Yeah, I see what
They
you
running
mean. But
circles around Cole. Bro,
I see
when
what
it
you
come
mean.
that way,
All right,
'cause that's
I see
the
what you
lane
mean.
that he chose to step in.
right, because
You feel me?
he didn't sound like that from the start.
That's the
I get
lane.
what you mean.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
yep,
the lane
yep.
that he chose to step in. So it's
But-
just like
I'm hot dog, catch up to me. He said that off 2014
But-
Forest Hills Drive.
The flip side of the coin, though, I want to say to that is, even though I respect and I love that, and that goes to show how big of an impact these newest artists are in the industry. But the flip side of the coin is, a applaud a lot of the older rappers because it's not easy to mold into that and learn that and still sound kind of like yourself. Because usually when that happens, you look at it and it's like, man, I can tell you trying to be like this. That's corny.
Kodak Black one of the best rappers in the game, man. That's all I wanted to like. That's the only place I was taking it, bro. Kodak Black, top 5.
And like I said, it's
Top
just,
5
Top 5, man.
of all time.
Yeah, if he's not top 5, he's number 6. Like I really put Kodak Black up there, bro. Like Kodak Black is
I'm sure he'd be
hard,
very
bro.
happy to hear this.
Kodak Black is hard, bro. Like you gotta understand, bro. Like Kodak Black is one of the greatest, and I even argued this with my friend from Florida. I said that he's from Florida. I'm not. I'm like, yo, Kodak Black hard. He like harder than Lil Baby. I'm like, yeah, Kodak Black harder than Lil Baby. He like got serious. He was ready to fight. I was like, no, Kodak Black.
He said no.
Pull up in the demon on
God.
Looking Like I Still Do.
Fraud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro.
I just wanted to make sure.
Bro. Like Kodak, that's nothing though. That's just like on some like silly shit. Like Kodak Black is like the man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. If you ain't heard Everything 1K, just heard Everything 1K.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I request that you hear is Everything 1K. If you ain't heard that, Everything 1K is like shitting on like a lot of shit that's out right now. Just that one song.
You heard it here
1K.
first.
If you heard Everything 1K, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is Kodak Black on his like modern day Tupac shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like,
Little Big Pac was
Big Pac. You feel me? Like
was a
Kodak.
project.
You know what I mean? Fuck. Tap in.
People were really pissed about that for some reason.
Nah,
I think that's on Lil Big Pac too. I think.
But people
Damn.
don't. But people don't understand. People don't understand shit changes, and it's like a lot of these young artists pay homage to the OGs. It's just now it's a different sound. It's a different way of life. You know what I'm saying than it was back then. So we still show love to the legends. We support them, but it's just like things are different now. I got to be in my own lane. Like I can't just keep bringing up all the time like how y'all used to. Like the game is different. So people just think just because they don't bring a name up don't mean they don't support them. Like people support motherfuckers, but they're not gonna shout them out all the time like they did back then. So I just hate it when like a lot of the older artists be like the young generation don't respect hip hop. It's like we do, but do you see where hip hop is now?
Yeah.
So much other shit we gotta focus on right now. Like I'll show love to y'all, but I don't have time to keep shouting it out.
Well, that's another reason why they say that too, because they see where hip hop's going, and a lot of them are still in their feelings because they want to go back to that, a hip. To
when
the
it
hop.
when it was still just street, when
Right.
just a street. Like now you got not only just a street, but media, television, all these other different avenues. Back then it was just a street, so if you had all that, it's easier to support everything on there. But you don't really have your ear and eyes to the street when you have so much other shit going on. Like,
Yo, I've found out that during the last couple weeks I've seen it. I don't personally use or even have TikTok downloaded, but I will say
it's all linked together.
The thing's so fucking big. That's how a lot of these rappers are even getting famous now. Just one person who happens to go viral on their TikTok just happen to use your song in the background. You're able to get a fucking concert the next month probably with the amount of fans you'd get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, man, when you release your upcoming project, ride that TikTok wave, man. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Like I said, I've seen videos about that shit too. Like nowadays, like back a generation ago, like a decade ago, I'm saying generation, but like a decade ago during the SoundCloud era,
Yeah.
like people was just uploading shit on SoundCloud, and then it'll get a nice little following and you'll blow up.
That's the
and
thing. What era is this now? If SoundCloud era was last...
I call this era the melodic era, because a lot of people want to put on a little bit of that auto-tune or auto-pitch and really try to harmonize on songs now. Because 2010s was like the swag era. Like, majority of rappers was just talking about the cool clothes they had, the bitches they got, money. Like that, if you look at 2010, 11, it was nothing but swag rap. People was just talking about how fresh they was. Just like in the early 2000s.
I was just about to say that.
Early 2000s was just gangster rap. Like early 2000s, the only way you can get a platinum album is you talk about like you was in the streets, like on the block.
Preferably selling crack.
Exactly. That's how it was. And like the 90s was kind of like, I say like how can I say this? Not the wannabe gangster, but the gangster by decisions. Like if you look at a lot of '90s rappers, they really wasn't in the street. But when they was in the street, it's just because they had to be there at that time. If you were to talk to them, they'd be like, man, if it was another way to do this, I wouldn't have done this. Like I didn't want to do this shit at all. Like
Yeah, they had no choice.
Yeah, so like if you look at a lot of gangster rap from the '90s and like the artists, they would be like, man, like I was raised in the jungle. I didn't want to be here, but I was here. But if you look at a lot of 2000s rap, they was like, yeah, I'm from the jungle, but shit, I own this. Like, I moved this shit.
Yeah, I didn't even attempt.
Exactly. Like, this is all me. I can make shit operate. So, like, it's just a difference. Like, a lot of gangster rap from the 2000s was straight hard. Like, it was motherfuckers that was actually reporting in the street. But the 90s was just, like, gangster rap. But I'm just showing you the perspective of somebody that didn't want to do it, but they just was put in that position. So, it was, like, crazy to look at those comparisons. And then it went from all that in the 2010s, motherfuckers talking about doing drugs, partying, how fresh my clothes was, and like all the bitches. And then like if you look at it now, like if you look at hip hop now, what it is, it's just like people following trends and people that's not even from the street. Like if you look at a lot of popping artists now, bro, they live lives we never even fucking had. Like, motherfuckers had 2-parent households. They went to college and shit. Like, niggas, like, it's straight rappers now that's like, yo, I went to college for, like, a motherfucking engineering degree. That shit low-key didn't work out, so I started rapping.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
A lot of
Like,
people, man.
I never heard that shit. All the rappers I know dropped out of school and was like, yeah, nigga, I was on the block for a minute selling shit to get studio time to make this tape. And then you look at it now, motherfuckers like, yeah, I went to Yale. Dropped off junior year and was like, all right, bro. I was in the studio with my homies making some bullshit, and now I'm popping.
It's because they got it on TikTok somehow.
Yeah,
it all goes back.
Nah, it's just crazy, bro. Just seeing how hip hop evolved like that.
Hip hop. I think hip hop should have their own Hall of Fame. I don't think we need the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted the same people from hip hop, black people, they made rock and roll and you know.
Right.
That
I think
branched
hip
off.
hop's just so big that they should have their own
I
thing.
feel that though.
That'd be hard as fuck. It could be a sub branch of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
But I do like the idea
get
that they appreciate the fact that like Tupac was inducted because you know he was kind of a rock and roll rock star.
It's it's a feeling of it because like I said, when rock and roll was invented, the same feeling from if you look at the origins of rock and roll is just in hip hop, that provocative, just hard hitting, nothing held back type of energy.
Yeah.
That's why if you look at a lot of earlier Run DMC, like Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin interviews, like they talk about like hip hop. If you look at the mid-late 80s, like you listen to LL Cool J, I'm Bad, how hard that is, like Public Enemy, how hard those
Actual
instrumentals
rock.
was. They always paralleled that to punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
Cause just how hard hitting it was and kind of how rebellious. Like parents back then wasn't listening to hip hop and punk rock. They just listened to like the oldies and shit,
Doo wop,
type shit. So it's just
finger wagging music.
right. It's just crazy to see like everything just branches off from rock and roll, just that hard hitting rebellious type of energy.
And Chuck Berry invented rock and roll, who's a St. Louis native, so we deserve our fucking props.
Exactly.
A lot of people that go down on the Delmar Loop, I know you passed that Chuck Berry statue, and now the Chuck Berry mural on Vintage Vinyl's wall. And I know you probably just like, oh, hey, Chuck Berry, that's cool, St. Louis native. No, you guys got to remember, I mean, this guy was an inspiration to the fucking Beatles. And as Kurt Cobain once said in an interview, he said something along the lines of, it was the Beatles, and every band after that was basically just a fucking Beatles cover band. Mm-hmm. So if he's saying that about the Beatles, but the Beatles were inspired by fucking the likes of Chuck Berry, who is a St. Louis native, you got to understand when I say this, St. Louis birthed rock and roll, the fucking start of it. So if I'm saying that, then you got to remember how big rock and roll is. Well, from rock, you could say that rap came along. Look how big hip hop is. Look how big rock and roll is still to this day. Every time you listen on the radio, it's genuinely a rock pop song. Exactly. So once again, you have to just look in the mirror while you're listening to this, and you have to say, holy shit, I'm living in a city that birthed rock and roll.
Schematics.
Bruh, stop playing. Stop playing with my man. Stop playing with him, man. I mean, what do you even mean?
That was schematics.
Stop playing. Schematics.
That was schematics. That was schematics, bro.
You know,
you took them to class, bro.
I'm talking out the heart because there was a time where
Knowledge.
there was knowledge, hard body,
class.
hard body. Who said hard body?
Yeah.
Hard body.
Jack was talking
Yeah,
to
that's-
God bless the dead.
Classic. No, but yeah, I'm speaking from the heart, man, because you know I'm remembering a time in my life where I was just hating on St. Louis for a lot of the things that albeit came with living here in a sense.
Right.
But I'm not gonna blame the whole fucking city, and I started seeing the beauty of it when, just like Kendrick said on Mama off To Pimp a Butterfly, when I came back home.
Yep.
I came back from Seattle, man. I seen the city in a whole new light, and it made me appreciate it for what it was. And we also on Del Mar, I've told you this, and I've told you this. Look up at the Moonrise Hotel. You'll see a fucking moon on the top of the roof, right? Like a man-made moon structure.
Incredible.
I'm here to tell you, no bullshit. That is the world's largest man-made moon
I
structure.
think about that every time we pass.
I'm telling you, you would imagine that you wouldn't give a fuck about facts like that, but it just
Exactly.
when
It's
you
there.
see it, you have to
Yep.
give respect.
Got to.
Just like the world's largest Amico sign, which
Just
is
don't forgive the loop for taking that gas station out of there, bro. Like,
yeah, they built a CVS.
it's not street no more, dog. Like, and they knew it was gonna do that.
They
That's why
they
like, we
gentrified
don't
it.
need-
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
gentrified the fuck out of it,
And-
bro.
and
I
get
made it a CVS apartment building.
But then 2 blocks away, it
First
looks
of all,
like a
niggas don't even
fucking
fuck
bomb
with
went off.
CVS. We fuck with Walgreens.
Always.
Right.
Second of all,
Always.
like, come on.
CVS wasn't there in my childhood.
And anyways,
Why you think
real-
CVS's don't last in the hood?
facts.
Damn.
And anyway, real niggas know when they was young, we just automatically thought, oh, Walgreens is a branch of Walmart. And niggas already fuck with Walmart. So we like, all right, we gonna fuck with
I remember when
Walgreens.
CVS first came out. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
We didn't know what that meant.
I'm like, this is off-brand Walmart?
Bro.
I still don't know what it means.
I thought that meant like Capcom versus Soul Calibur. Like I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
Word. On me,
Niggas
on me,
like,
on me.
wait, I knew what Walgreens. I look at Walgreens. All right, they got Wall of Green, nigga.
Yeah.
Cool. CVS, what the
They was
fuck?
basically telling us that, like, they was basically like, don't trip, weed finna be legal. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Damn.
Like,
Like, damn.
cause green, you know,
Remember
is
we
a
said
medicine.
Remember we said them walls ain't green? Now them walls is green. I think
Yeah.
they about to get weed from Walgreens now.
On
Again.
me.
Shit.
Bro, you seen
That
what was
pack
in
come
you,
in.
you seen what was in a little pot that had the little stars and shit coming out of it?
Yeah.
That was Kush, nigga.
Make sure you're
Turning
not
that kush up.
you got to start
Man.
watching out, man. It's going to be like food, like how
Oh,
we
that was the grinding. That was the
They were grinding the Kush. They were grinding the Kush.
the old prehistoric grinding.
Yeah.
Dude, there's gonna be a
It's-
time in life like when we're looking at food for non-GMO products and shit. Monsanto is in the weed business now, man. They're gonna
Yeah,
start
but we
making
don't-
weed,
we
and when
don't
you
talk
go to
about
these
Monsanto.
dispensaries, and you want to get weed, you're gonna have to start paying attention because you might have just grabbed a bag produced by Monsanto. You're gonna be smoking GMO
That's what I'm saying. We don't
modified
Trust,
weed.
we don't trust
What's
Monsanto.
Monsanto? What the fuck?
Monsanto is the fucking food company. They used to actually have their headquarters down across the street from AMC 12.
on Lindbergh over there.
Yeah, and they basically they're one of the like big food companies in the world, and they made a lot of shit with things called GMOs, genetically modified organisms.
Oh, GMO?
GMOs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You
Yeah,
Genetically modified organisms.
and organisms are
That's-
living things technically,
And
right?
that's what when you see chickens and they look hella fucking big, they put the GMOs, genetically modified organisms. They put them in there to make like fake chicken, quote unquote, to make it bigger. So it's like, yeah,
Look
that's,
up what fruit looked like on Google without GMOs. Now, here's the thing: and since like that, that's actually a good thing in a sense. They do make certain
Why'd you
things
say
bigger.
something about that on this last
Come
album.
on now, come on.
And now
Like
he's
GMO. Careful with that shit. I was like, damn.
he's speaking the real shit.
on me for real. But yeah, that shit is real, dog. Like they put that shit in there to make the food bigger. So they'll be,
serve more people.
and cut a deal because it's like, all right, if I sell 5 small ass chicken wings, I won't get that much profit. But if I basically like street terms, if I get this brick and I cut it exactly, then I'll be able to sell for more for it. That's what they do with GMOs. They make this product bigger, even though half of it's not even a real product. Sell it to us, and we think like, oh shit, I got to deal with this big ass piece of food or whatever. And it's for real, that's facts. And
I just
it all relates to the street. How niggas cut the product down, they do the same thing with food. That's why the government, America is built off of criminals. So we gonna emulate what we were built off on. The government does the same thing. The whole example is GMOs. They put shit in the product to cut it, even though they put fake shit in the product to make it bigger, and it's not even worth anything because it's just half of what it was small. They just put fake shit in it to make it bigger, and they sell it to us. Same thing niggas do in the street with any type of product they got. They put, whatever in to cut it so they can sell more of it.
cut it.
Exactly, with half the product. The government does the same thing. Like, they always do that shit. GMOs.
That deserved a louder one. Hard.
That.
What did Prodigy say? That OnStar in your car track everywhere you've been, B.
Yeah.
Hard.
I'm telling you, the government know.
The government does in fact know, and we're all just pawns, man.
Pawns in the
We're all
game
just
of
fucking
life.
pawns, and you know what? Here's the thing, though. You play the game, or you let it play you. Is that good?
Nah, that's pretty
Or
that's
do you,
decent.
Yeah.
or do you play the game at all?
That's pretty generic.
Is that like suicide?
No, because
What if we not even playing games? What if we not fucking around? I see what you're getting at, Charles.
that's what I'm
DFA.
saying.
What if we are the game?
I'm just saying it's because look, just because you're not playing the game don't mean you in it. Because I can turn on the game right now and the game's on, right? I put the disc in,
But you're not playing it.
but it's not until I press continue or new game that I start playing it. So maybe you can be at the main menu observing.
Bro, this is New Game Plus.
I'm telling you, bro. I be trying to let people know, man. It's safe to be open.
It is. Be open.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Everybody, like I said, everybody's just too scared to just be themselves these days. Be yourself, damn it.
What you smoking on?
What are we
That's
smoking?
where it all starts. Is you smoking good? 'Cause if you're not smoking good, you're not thinking good.
Damn.
Muffalado on the show.
Hey, yo, I just seen those joggers.
Smoking?
No, true. Let's get it.
No,
I just seen the joggers with the browsers on there, and that made me reminded me, and I was like, man, they kind of fell off low key.
No brazzers.
Yeah, browsers.
Cause bro, they making you pay, bro. Don't nobody
They
wanna.
slacking, bro.
Who
Back
wanna pay?
in the 2011 Pornhub days, yeah,
Brazzers that made you
yeah,
wanna pay.
on me,
didn't it?
On me, it did.
Now everybody
It
wants
did,
the
bro.
amateur. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
amateur is the thing.
yeah, the amateur is, from what I've heard.
Browsers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ain't
for
nobody even watching real porn
me.
no more. They watching that Twitter porn. That's all amateur.
Exactly. It all amateur, nigga.
Uh-huh.
It could be someone next door to
They
you.
want to see the Twitter bitches get fucked.
On me.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
it's more reality.
Instagram bitches
more-
get
yeah.
fucked.
Realistic.
Because it's not.
Yeah, we
it's
don't
not
care about the
actresses.
porn stars. Y'all been
Yeah.
getting fucked for years. We
On
want to
me.
see. We want to see the bitches we gotta envision fucking.
Exactly. Like,
get
oh
fucked.
shit, she looked like the chick down at Walmart. Like,
And
you know
after
what I'm
they
saying?
get fucked, after we see that too many times, we don't want to see that no more. We want to see new bitches.
And I when
You know
it,
what I'm saying?
it'll say amateur in
It's a
the
cycle.
it'll say amateur in the title,
It's like
or
sports.
it is like
See somebody
sports.
play ball too long. All right, now we waiting on the next young.
On me.
You know,
Exactly.
I don't want to see LeBron. I want to
Sport for
see.
the team.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's hard.
yeah.
That's
That's
real.
why I
pun
say I look at
intended.
porn like sports, bro. Porn is the sports to me, bro. Like
It is.
people
You gotta
wanna
look
talk-
at. You gotta
oh,
look
let's
at
talk
different teams.
about- Hey,
The different teams.
Hey,
Categories.
not everyone's cut out for it.
I'm fucked.
It's not. They not. Nah. My porn categories. My porn history is crazy. Real
Cap.
shit. What? No. Cap is all the way off.
Cap.
You see my whole head. Nigga.
No, yeah, I from what I've heard in the past, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, my shit crazy, bro. But that's what I mean. It's like sports. You gotta look at different players, different teams. Let me see what OKC on. All right, change it. Let me see what the Cavaliers doing. Yeah, that's how it is with porn, bro. Different categories.
I hate when they
I'm
say.
gonna see Latina chicks on this one, but I may switch it up and see. You know what I mean?
I hate when they say it's amateur and it's not. Like you can tell that they've been doing it. You're like, it's not amateur.
You can tell by the camera quality. I need a cool, like 480 or 720p. That's how I know.
I need a 240. I need it so pixelated. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at, and I
Oh,
can
yeah.
use my
I
imagination.
need that. I need enough pixelation to where it's enough I can see the picture clear, but at the same time it's gritty enough to where I don't know where they at. So that adds on more to it. Like okay,
Minecraft.
they fucking in the bedroom or the kitchen. You don't know.
I'm on there right now. I'm finna go. Hear me? Yeah, I'm finna leave right now. I'm on there. I have 10 this to you right now. Oh no. Alright, here it comes.
Damn. Damn, man. I was just about to. Man.
My bad.
There's always that one. Damn.
Pack
like
it up.
that.
Fuck it.
You ain't gotta be the walk of shame.
What a great song.
Yeah.